I am War Machine. I am here to destroy ducks. Perfect.
The time has arrived to see how well 30 war machines can do against the sinister Ducky Doom. But wait, why only 30? Why not 40? Well, it's because I don't have the war machine. I had to find 3 TDS Discord moderators to go into a game with, and while they used the war machine, I provided support with the medic, the sniper, the DJ, and the commander. So let me start by giving a shout out to these bloody legends, Ryu, Singuili, and Sir Corpo. Since the war machine only cost $2,000 to place, which is exactly the same amount as the minigunner, we started the game the exact same way as the Ducky Grill strat calls for, with one person saving for a war machine while everybody else buys plots. Then, once that first war machine gets placed, it's game over for the Duckies because the war machine is a crazy powerful tower. Now, before I talk about the strengths of this overpowered tower, I want to talk about its weaknesses because even though it has a max level DPS of over 180, it has no hidden detection and no flying detection, which means that even though it's super strong, it would still lose if I hadn't brought along one of the weakest towers in the game, the sniper. I guess that's not a fair criticism because I could say the same thing about any tower that doesn't have flying detection, like the minigunner, the turret, or even the accelerator. Really, the only big difference that sets the war machine apart from those towers is the fact that it doesn't have hidden detection. And this makes sense. Back when the ranger was the outlaw, it was also too overpowered, and the way the TDS devs brought it down to size was to, yep, you guessed it, remove its hidden detection. Aww. This means that no matter how good a tower is, you can't rely on it alone, because if you do, the hidden enemies will sneak right through your defenses and kill ya. Alright, now let's look at the war machine stats. The official TDS wiki doesn't list these, but they were made public by fellow TDS YouTuber Elite almost a year ago, so I used the info from that video to make this partial stats table. The biggest thing missing here is the rocket damage. I couldn't find any info about those or the splash damage they do, so the overall DPS stats are inaccurate because they're just based on the war machine's shoulder-mounted Gatling guns. Now, I'm mostly going to focus on the final 2 levels because that's where our war machines ended up at the end of the game. As you can see, the cost to take the war machine from level 4 to level 5 is $67,500, making it the single most expensive upgrade in TDS history, which is why we couldn't get all of them to max level. So to compare level 4 and level 5 to towers we're already familiar with, at level 4, the war machine's total range is 24, which is just slightly higher than the minigunner's max range of 21, and just slightly lower than the turret's max range of 26. At this level, the war machine's DPS is 100, which is almost exactly the same as the golden minigunner's max DPS of 103, but definitely lower than the turret's max level DPS of 120. Now here's where the war machine blows all the other regular towers in the game out of the water. At max level, its range is 26, which is exactly the same as the turret's, and it has a DPS of 180, which is only beat by the accelerator, the engineer, and the mecha base. Now the biggest thing that makes the war machine unique is that it gives a damage boost to all the towers around it. This screenshot from Elite's video lets you know what I'm talking about. At max level, it gives a 20% boost to all the towers in its range. That means if you're using a tower with a 100 damage per second stat, it would be 120 with the war machine's damage buff. But of course, you're gonna pay for all of this, with the total price of a max level war machine coming in at a whopping $86,650, officially making it the most expensive tower in the game to take to max level. So with all these amazing stats, we should beat Ducky Doom in record time, right? Well, go ahead and sit back, relax, grab a war machine cat, and I'll see you right back here to find out. What? No! How is this slower than the golden minigunner's time of 14 minutes and 55 seconds? War Machine fail! Alright, so the War Machine actually would have done much better than the golden minigunner, but I think we placed them too close to the center bread. And so even though they have god tier range, they could not attack the Mecha Ducky Doom while he skirted just outside their bullets and their missiles. And since the War Machine has a placement limit of 10, we couldn't spam him all over the place like we did with the golden mini. So if we just moved him up to like the second or third ring from the center, we definitely would have finished faster. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash that like button with your forehead. Hit the subscribe button with your big toe, and turn on notifications however you can so you don't miss any of my amazing upcoming content. And I will see you guys next time. Take care, be safe, and never forget what I always say, give me War Machine.